When we would go carriage driving, well, first of all, he'd take me on a different route every day, and I do not know how he managed to do that. But he would also tell me all sorts of anecdotes about absolutely anything and everything. He is honestly one of the most interesting people I've ever met.
A royal love story blooms in a world where royal headlines often echo with duty, scandal, and tradition. Sometimes, something softer breaks through. Something pure. Lady Louise Windsor, the quiet, graceful daughter of Prince Edward and Sophie, Countess of Wessex, has captured hearts once again. This time with a story straight out of a fairy tale. The young royal, long known for her modesty and warmth, has reportedly said yes to her longtime love, Felix, in a romantic, private moment that has left the royal family and the public smiling. But behind the quiet announcement lies a story filled with meaning, of growing up in the shadow of the crown, of love found away from the cameras, and of a young couple redefining what it means to be royal in the modern age. A private life in a public world. Lady Louise has always been different. While most royal children grew up under flashing cameras, she lived quietly, shielded from the chaos. Born in 2003, she was raised at Bagshot Park, miles away from palace drama, where she developed a love for horses, the countryside, and a life rooted in normalcy. Her parents, Edward and Sophie, deliberately chose to give her and her brother James a quieter upbringing. Louise even worked as a summer guide at Balmoral Castle, something few royals would dare to do. To the public, she was the girl who preferred books and horseback riding to galas and red carpets. To those who knew her best, she was something more, grounded, kind, and deeply connected to the memory of her late grandfather, Prince Philip. Who is Felix? For years, Felix has been a mystery to royal watchers. He isn't a titled aristocrat or a wealthy heir. He's a university companion, a friend turned soulmate, described as intelligent, calm, and deeply respectful of Louise's privacy. Felix met her while studying at St. Andrews, the same place where William and Kate's love story began. Unlike the typical royal suitors the media expects, Felix has no hunger for fame. Friends describe him as gentle, quietly confident, and devoted to her. It's said that their relationship blossomed slowly, not in royal palaces, but in quiet libraries, walks through campus gardens, and long countryside, drives far from London's eyes, the romantic. Proposal sources close to the couple reveal that Felix proposed during a quiet trip to the Scottish Highlands, one of Louise's favorite places in the world. It was there, under a glowing sunset near Balmoral, that Felix is said to have knelt on one knee. There were no photographers, no palace aides, just the two of them, the whisper of the wind, and a simple question that would change everything. Louise reportedly burst into tears before saying yes, laughing through her words, the same shy smile she's always had lighting up her face. A moment not staged for the world, but made for them alone. Telling the family. When Louise shared the news with her parents, the reaction was pure joy. Prince Edward, often the most understated of the Queen's children, is said to have smiled quietly and told her, "Your grandmother would be very proud." Sophie, her mother, reportedly embraced her daughter for several minutes, tears in her eyes. Sophie has always shared a particularly close bond with Louise, guiding her through royal life with love, not pressure. Even King Charles was informed privately. Palace sources say he was delighted for his niece and personally congratulated both of them in a phone call filled with warmth and laughter. The engagement ring. Royal watchers have already begun speculating about the ring, but those who've seen it describe it as elegant, personal, and timeless. Rather than something extravagant or covered in diamonds, the ring reportedly carries sentimental meaning, inspired by a piece of jewelry once worn by the late Queen Elizabeth herself. It's simple, understated, and radiant, just like Lady Louise. Royal reactions. News of the engagement spread through royal circles faster than expected. Princess Eugenie was among the first to send her congratulations, writing, "So happy for you both. Love always wins." Zara, Tyndall, and Kate, Princess of Wales, are also said to have reached out privately. Kate, in particular, has always admired Louise's quiet strength and natural kindness. Even Prince Harry and Meghan reportedly sent a message of goodwill from California, despite the family's ongoing tensions, a rare show of unity. The modern love of a modern royal. Louise and Felix's engagement marks something quietly revolutionary within the monarchy. For centuries, royal marriages were about alliances, duty, and image. But Lady Louise, like her cousins William and Harry, is part of a generation rewriting those rules. She's marrying for love, not expectation, for companionship, not convenience. And in doing so, she reminds the world that the monarchy's future doesn't have to be gilded or guarded. It can be real, warm, and human. The future Duchess. Though she holds the title Lady, Louise could one day become a Duchess, not by inheritance, but by choice. Yet, insiders say she has no interest in grandeur. Those close to her say she's likely to continue her studies, her quiet charity work, and her passion for horses, all while carving her own path alongside Felix. There's even talk that she and Felix might settle in Scotland, where both feel most at peace, living a semi-private life while still representing the crown when needed. A love that reflects Diana's legacy. Many royal watchers can't help but draw comparisons between Louise and her late great-aunt, Princess Diana. Both women possessed the same grace, the same quiet strength, and the same desire to live life authentically, even within royal confines. Diana once said she wanted her sons and the future of the family to be filled with laughter and love, not pressure and pain. Lady Louise, in her gentle, grounded way, seems to embody that dream. Love beyond titles. In a royal world often ruled by tradition and formality, Lady Louise and Felix's engagement is a breath of fresh air, a reminder that true love doesn't need ceremony to be real. Their story began not under chandeliers, but beneath starlit skies. It isn't about crowns or cameras. It's about two souls who found each other, despite the weight of history behind them. As the palace prepares to officially confirm the engagement, one thing is certain: this is more than a royal headline. It's a love story. Simple, human, and quietly beautiful. Just as Diana would have wished.